There we go. Trying to, like, on the slides, like, I got to get everything there, make sure everything's set. Because I have been so excited for you guys to be here today. Welcome to Katapult to Results. Yes, and all of the awesome stuff that we are gonna cover and talk about. So if you guys are watching this in replay format, I want you to do #replay so that it gets brought back up to the top. Because we have some other people who are in the class who are not able to make it at this time. So you guys have a very intimate session with us.
So this is live, right?
Yeah.
Oh, kaboom.
Yeah, we are live. We're not on Facebook, but we're in our own Zoom room.
Okay.
But when they watch the replay, it'll be in a replay format.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm so glad that you guys were able to make it to the webinar earlier, because that really sets up a lot of how we can move forward. I might just write this 3 secrets. All right, so awesome. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So we're gonna do a very structured 6 Wednesdays in a row, and we're gonna get you actionable steps every day for each week. And this is gonna be a very open, this is not a webinar, right? This is not a show. This is a participation, a classroom activity. So I want you to unmute and ask questions to help your understanding. So Wednesday, like today, is going to be the main group, the main lesson. I'll say, hey, here are all of the concepts and the things to do. And then we'll have one-on-ones at some other point in the week. Barbara, we've already got ours. Dawn, I can't remember. Did we put ours on the schedule as well on our clarity call? Muted.
Sorry, I was muted. I think we do. I just don't know when. I have to look at my calendar.
I have to look at mine too.
I know I've written them all on my calendar, but I'm like, I don't remember off the top of my head. Okay.
I
awesome.
don't think. Huh. Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on a second.
Mondays.
They start next Monday.
Yeah, that's right. We did put ours on the schedule. Yep, I have Dawn at 12 on Monday the 13th, and I don't know when the Barb is. Maybe we have it later this week. I don't remember. We'll find it. And I wrote that in the email, but let's go ahead and get started, because I want you guys to block out 90 minutes for this session from 3 to 4:30. I know it's like a long chunk of time if you go to the webinar as well. However, I think that I want you guys to plan those 90 minutes, and then I'm going to try to get the content and everything finished in 60. But I want to know that there's a little bit of extra time if we get down a rabbit hole on something, and that you don't have to run off and miss the last bit, because that's something that always bothers me about webinars. You're like, you told me 60 minutes, but we were here for an hour and a half. I was like, I just need to set my expectations. And so with you guys, when I'm running things, I want things to be on time so that you can manage the rest of your life. You guys on board with that? Cool. So plan out 90 minutes. And we'll probably finish in 60, but then you've got that buffer if we have questions, or you're like, I need more help with this. Cool. The best day of my life. Am I going to the 6? Okay. Oh, not that one. Give me just a second. I thought it was up. Where are you? Where are you? Why did you? Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. Boom. And we're gonna do the slideshow. All right, we are Katapult to Results. Welcome and congratulations for investing in yourself and taking this step to join the Katapult journey. Now, I want to make sure you guys have something to write with and take notes on, or screenshot information is also okay. And we are going to go through a lot of this stuff, and there's going to be some new stuff, some old stuff, some mindset stuff, some strategy stuff. So today's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about transformation, some winning traits, expectations, magic tricks, prioritizing, niche, and then we're going to finish off with your action steps. Okay, I originally got into online marketing or internet marketing because while I was at ISA, I was cold calling like a boss. I was really good at talking to people and having converting conversations, but I was only ever able to call like 250 people a day. And I thought, I need to reach more people to be more successful. So I started thinking there must be automation out there to do this. And so this is kind of how I started getting into the internet world, because I wanted to expand my reach and get more people to give more appointments to my agents. Because I was like, I'm smart enough, I can figure it out. If other people could do it, I can do it too. I was like, they're human, I'm human. Let's make this happen. So I got into internet marketing, and then in December, I started working with my business coach who taught me a better way. And he said, here is how you do organic Facebook marketing. And this is how I discovered it, which was through him. And he is, I'm trying to think, you guys know Russell Brunson, or anyway, he works with, he's a hype kind of guy. He actually just presented on the GoPro. There was an online conference for GoPro camera. Are you familiar with GoPro? Yeah, that he did that and taught. I don't know how organic Facebook marketing and that connected, but anyway, he was posting pictures that said he was presenting there. So he's kind of getting to be a big name now. And so what I'm telling you guys is this is when you stop playing small. You're getting ready to step into the big rings. Let go of the things that you think are holding you back. Because anything that you are thinking is holding you back is actually your asset. It is your strength. For a long time, I kept thinking, one of my limiting beliefs was that I didn't have anything holding me back. There was no fire under my backside to make me successful. So I was like, you know what? It's because I don't have any obstacles. That's my obstacle. And I thought, how ridiculous does that sound? It was, and so I thought, you know what? The human brain will justify anything. Will try to justify any situation. I'm like, when I first came back from the States, I was staying with my folks. I had enough money in savings. I didn't have to work, but I was like, I need to work before I run out of money. And I was like, my problem is I don't have any obstacles. So, and I know it sounds so bizarre, but I'm like, that's the story I was telling myself. So I was like, what obstacle can I create? So anyway, I don't remember what I ended up coming up with, but I decided, you know what, I need to do this for my family. And my brother actually, my younger brother has a family. He's got his wife, he's got 3 kids. His wife doesn't work. He works overnights at a casino. He's the beverage manager there. And so he doesn't get much time with his kids. So I want to be able to help out their family. I want to be able to give my brother the time that I get with his kids. I get more time with my brother's kids than he does. And I don't like that for him. I want to involve him in there. So that is my why. And when I realized that, I thought, yeah, that's the thing. I may not have obstacles, but I have a why. And this is why I need to do this. Not just want to do it, but need to do it. And I have a question for you. When there is a shipwreck, Navy SEALs come, they start rescuing people. How do they choose who to save and who to leave behind? How do they choose? How do you think they choose? Take yourself off of mute and tell me, how do you think they choose who to save?
They triage it. They figure out who's the most desperate. Or the least desperate?
I thought it was like elderly and then women and children first, maybe not. No.
Mhm.
I didn't know they had that much time.
Yeah. So when the Navy SEALs come in, they come in with the helicopter and they drop the ladder down, and they can't help everybody. So how do they decide who to help? They can only save the people who swim towards the ladder,
Ah,
people that swim towards the help.
I see. That makes
They're
sense.
they're the ones they can help. So when we are going through this, this is your ladder. This is the thing that is going to take you out of the sea of overwhelm that you're in. And this is going to bring you up. Because everything that you want in your life and business is on the other side of your catapult transformation. You are going to be able to change your life through your business, your family's lives. And not everybody is going to make it. This will be too tough for some people. This program is designed to give you a good result and also make sure that you have a good experience. So even if you're watching this in the replay format, I want you to do each of these activities and then pause when needed. Again, if you're in replay format, do #replay. Because the reality of the situation is this, is that I've seen a lot of pictures that have the before and after weight loss pictures. Have you guys seen these before, where you have the fat person before and then the skinny person after? You're like, oh, they just take this pill, they sleep, and then the next day they look like this. But it's actually, not that, right? You can't just take the pill. You can't just put out one piece of content. You can't just do one thing. It's a change. It is a lifestyle. You have to fall in love with the process. Now I'm going to talk about 5 traits that will help you to be successful. And these 5 traits will give you the best chance to be successful in your real estate business. And I actually, I talked about fall in love with the process, and I was actually talking to somebody about business, and they were saying, oh, this is a marathon. This is a marathon. This is not just a sprint. And I was like, I've done some races, but I never set out to run a marathon. I got into running because I loved to run. And so I just kept running further. And I was with the training team. They said, okay, today we're going to run 8 miles. Today we're going to run 10 miles. Today we're going to run 12 miles. And they kept inching it up. And I was never even looking at the marathon as the goal. I was like, well, I just want to train. I just want to run. So every day I would show up, and I was there for the training. I was there for the camaraderie, the doing things together. I was there for the consistency and regularity. What happened was I trained for a marathon, and I didn't have to work at it because I was in love with the process. I loved showing up to the training. I felt good doing all these things, and it was the process. That it wasn't about the goal, it was about the process. And so while we're working on business, it's about the process, right? If you're learning a language, it's not about knowing the language. That's not when you know the language. It's about the journey and the learning to get there. So 5 winning traits of awesome real estate agents. The first one is come with an open mind and being open to new ideas and new concepts and ways of doing things. Because isn't it true that who you are has gotten you to where you are right now? And because of your current thinking, your current actions and beliefs, we don't know if we don't know what to do to get to the next level. But if you keep on thinking and doing the same thing and expecting a different result, well, that's insanity. So I'm going to be asking you to do a lot of things that may not make sense, but just go ahead and do them and be open-minded. There may be parts of the program that are going to challenge your thinking or go against what you believe or experience. And I can't tell you how many breakthroughs I had because I had a lot of limiting beliefs about social media. I was not interested in social media. I thought, no, it's a fake world. I'm not a part of that. That's not me. I was like, I want to be a real person. But the fact is that it's a tool. It's not something that you love or hate or dislike, or it's a tool. It's a tool. And the second trait is to have a growth mindset, which means that you only need to focus on getting better, on doing 1% shifts, 2mm shifts every day, not focusing on being perfect. It's progress over perfection. You're going to see a lot of things that I do are not perfect, but I'm doing them because getting it done, progress is better than being perfect, right? If I waited till everything was perfect, I would never be moving forward. Because if you're stuck in your ways and you're rigid, you're not going to be able to move forward with the result that you want. And I know that you know this already. I'm sure you've got family members or a spouse or a child or a friend who's just so stuck in their ways and are set and not able to move forward. And you know, we know that these types of people won't grow and change and get that better life because they're so fixed in their own mindset. So if you want to get those results, adopt that growth mindset. The next one is to do the heavy lifting. Not only did you now buy the gym membership, but you actually have to go and do the thing. You have to go and lift the weights, because I can give you the best resources, the best training and support and strategies. But if you're even if you're at a gym with all of the best equipment, the best trainer, if you don't get off of the bench, if you're not lifting the weights and actually doing the work, you're not going to get stressed enough. You're not going to stress your muscles in order to make them grow. And I want you to remember that. Stress your muscles, stress your mind so that you can grow, because you're going to be out of your comfort zone here. Because Facebook marketing is so much easier than getting a 6-pack of abs. So let's go with Facebook marketing. Right? We all want a 6-pack of abs, but you know what? I'm not willing to put in all that work. So here I go with my one-piece bathing suit. Focus. So I love to do a lot of different things, except when it's business time, then I work on business. So focus is the fourth trait. And I know that you've all seen on TV or that Olympic spokesperson, athlete, and one of the things I always attribute to their success is focus on the outcome. Visualize that gold medal. Focus on where you're going. Because think of, yeah, I'm gonna move on with that. I was thinking, like, if you're trying to walk across the room and there's an obstacle in the way, you're still gonna walk across the room, but you're gonna go around the obstacle and continue on your course, right? If we're driving the boat out in the bay and we want to, and there's an obstacle in the water, we're gonna go around the obstacle and then continue on. You just move around the obstacle, you overcome the obstacle, and then you continue on with where you were going anyway. And the last one is ask for help. This might be an ego thing, that you don't want to look like an idiot or a dumb person, or you don't want to look like you're asking an obvious question. And I'm here to tell you that I have asked lots of stupid, silly questions, but it's because you need to know the answer. And sometimes you don't know the basic things, or you missed a piece of it. So don't allow yourself to fall through the cracks. Swim towards the ladder, ask for the help. Please allow me to help you, no matter how silly or supposedly obvious it might seem to ask for help on this topic. So I'm going to play a quick song for you, and I want you to write down 3 things that you're hoping to get out of these 6 weeks. Okay, take a minute and write down what you're going to get out of these 6 weeks. you hear music? Okay, good. All right. Now, I want to bring it back. Bring it back. How's everybody doing? You guys have enough time to write? Cool, 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 cool. Because when you have an intention going through these 3 weeks, you're going to be able to put your finger on, did I get this? Did I get this? Did I get this? Because when you lean in to this, you're going to get that transformation that you're looking for. And I've spoken to a lot of agents. The number one thing that they want and believe is that they can get, if they can get more transactions and money, then they will be happy. But it actually works the other way, that you can be happy without having to get those things. Because this is an inside job. This is an inside job. I know you guys have heard that before, that the way you feel has nothing to do with what's outside. You know, John, we just had that conversation, right? The external environment doesn't affect what happens inside, because it's all about the story you tell yourself about what things mean that brings you an emotion. And it's so funny, I actually had a hater on one of my Facebook comments send me a private message, very angry. And I thought, that's interesting that person was upset about that, or didn't think that I knew what I was talking about. So I just thought, they must have a lot of anger in their life. And it didn't affect me. And, you know, and I was riding my bike the other day and I was riding with 5 other people or something, and 5 or 8 people. And you know, of course, we're on the side of the road. We were out in the country in Waimama, where there are more vultures than there is traffic in the or turkey vultures with roadkill than there are trucks or traffic on the road. And so this one pickup truck, who I guess had been trailing us for a while, got angry that we were riding on the road, and he went and sped around us and then flipped us the bird out of the window. And I was like, oh, thank you for going around. And meanwhile, he was very angry at it. And I thought, why are you going to be angry? And why would I use any of my energy reacting to somebody being angry at me? Right? That's their problem. That's their issue that they have to work through.
That's right. And you know, I always say, oh, you're number 1 in my book too.
I love that, Barb.
Oh, shoot. Or, you know, it's like when people honk at you, you know, it's like, oh, I hope you feel better because you didn't bother me. You know, it's like you did it for your own sake, you know, it's like, yeah, but I love that one. You're number 1 in my book too.
That's a good one. I'll have to use that.
Yeah.
Cool. So what we're gonna do here at Katapult, because I have a behind the scenes team, but it's mainly me on the front, that we're gonna work with you to build out your plan and your strategy for your business and provide you up to date organic strategies as Facebook updates their things. We are going to be pushing you outside of your comfort zone. Whoops, that's a repeat. It will provide you a safe environment to learn and grow. And you will be treated with respect. And on the flip side, whoops, that should have come in later. Let's put that. Yep. Your limitations are BS, and they are actually your asset. They are going to be your thing. It's like your springboard in gymnastics to jump off of. And you're going to be able to live at cause and proactively create your life, right? Nobody else gets the power to your life. You get to be the director, you get to be the driver. And that is one thing that coming into business has been something that I feel actually very empowered about. And I want you to realize how much power you have to not let other people bother you, or how much power you give other people when you let them bother you. And then when I give you something, you're going to implement like a boss. You're going to go out there, you're going to do it, you're going to post, you're going to do the thing, whatever it is. And I'm also going to give you a lot of strategies and stuff, and these are like inside the show, inside the company. So just please respect it. Respect the community. Catapult to Results is going to be the Facebook group that you do your posting in, because only the people in there are the people who have paid to be in there. And we have a public Facebook group, which is for anybody, which is the real estate lead generation. That's a free group. It's for anybody. The specific group called Catapult to Results is only for the people in the program. Okay, so this is proprietary information. So you can talk about stuff in there. You can say Facebook strategy like this, help me with this thing. Like you can say all of that. And everybody in there will know how to help because they've either been through the program or they understand Facebook marketing. I've got some helpers in there as well. And also ask for help. Post in the community. Ask me, send a message to somebody else in the group, and yeah, basically just post. You can start making friends with people in the group as well. And these are all people that are close to me and that I trust with all of this stuff. And most importantly, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun because we are going to get so much business rocking and rolling. We're going to have so much more confidence. And I am so excited to work with you guys. Yay. Okay, so because this is really cool stuff, because this is stuff that nobody knows, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of what actually happens in marketing, as well as Facebook organic marketing. Okay, this is the things that other people are not doing, right? Because when I think about what am I going to do, I'm going to do the opposite of what most people do, because that is where you actually can get traction. Do the opposite of what people are doing. Okay. Now, when you see the magic tricks, don't discount them for their simplicity. They are magic. And I want you to think about these tricks as a magic show. When you go see a magic show, maybe you're going to go see David Copperfield or something. If he at the end of the show told you how he did all of the tricks, you'd be like, what? Give me my money back. That wasn't anything. Like that was so simple, but you paid for the show. You paid for the magic. You paid to be wowed and dazzled. Okay, so when you see the behind the scenes, you're like, oh, okay, but don't discount the magic tricks for their simplicity. Okay, here's a couple of behind the scenes magic tricks. You're like, oh, okay, that's how it's done. Okay, so before we get into all of that, and I show you all the behind the scenes, we're going to talk a little bit about sand, pebbles, rocks in a jar. Give me a thumbs up if you guys know what I'm talking about with this. Yeah? Cool. So basically, there's a story about a well-known university professor that wanted to make a point about the importance of prioritizing how we spend our time. He stood in front of his class with a display of items. He took a large empty jar and he filled it with sand. And so the sand came up to about halfway. And then he poured the pebbles into it, and then it came up to 3/4. And then there was no way for him to put the rocks in because there was no more space. So he emptied out all those things, and he then filled it differently. He took the big rocks that are approximately 2 inches in diameter, the rocks, put them in the jar, and then he said, hey class, is the jar full? And they said yes. Then he took a box of pebbles and he added those to the jar, and he gave it a little shake to move the pebbles around in the open areas between the rocks. Then the professor asked again if the jar was full, and they agreed, yes, it's full. The professor then took a box of sand and he added the sand to the jar, filling all the spaces in between the rocks and the pebbles. And he asked again, now is the jar full? And they laughed and agreed, yes, it's full. And so this jar is a representative of your time, of your life. The big rocks signify the really important things, such as your health, family, friends, big projects that come in. The pebbles are the other things that matter in your life, such as work or school, but not the super important ones. And the sand signifies the remaining small stuff, the material possessions, the dentist appointment or grocery shopping, getting gas, like the little things. Now, if you were to reverse the order of filling the jar and add, and like we did the first time, add the sand first, there's not going to be enough time for the important things. And the same applies to your life. So if you are spending too much time on the small stuff, there won't be enough space to focus on the things that are truly important, the big rocks. So we're going to look at a way to organize your life to put the big rocks in first, to practice self-care, which is like big rocks being self-care, quality time with the people you love, and the rest will be just pebbles and sand. And there's always going to be some space for the sand and doing other little things. So in your week, we are going to take a look at what are your rocks, what are your pebbles, and what are your sand? What is your sand? I want you to make a list of some of the big things in your life. Vacations, hobbies, coaching, your health, passions. And I want you to categorize some things specifically that you want to have be rocks, some things that are pebbles for you, some things that are sand. And we're going to take a song and we're going to list out several things in each of those categories. Okay, go ahead and start. Yep, that's all for this one. All right, do you guys have some rocks written down? Okay, awesome. Awesome. What are some rocks that you have written down? Either Dawn or Barb, I want to hear what you've got.
Work, husband, children, paying bills, lead gen. Those are some.
Okay, cool, cool. Barb?
So I have time with my dogs, time for me to relax and veg out, lead gen, showings, trainings, and then socialization, groceries, errands, doctor appointments.
Okay, for big rocks or for pebbles? All for
Well,
big
that's
rocks?
kind of mixed between all three.
Okay. Yeah,
That's my life right there.
gotcha.
That's it.
Cool, cool.
I'd love to have more time for other stuff, but that's pretty much it.
And the funny thing is that when we start organizing time, suddenly we have more time because we're like, this is the time that I'm working on this. And after this time, it's done. So what I have created was just a little, let me not say that. What I have created, and this is something that I use personally every week. I go in on Sunday afternoons. I actually have a group of people I meet up with at 4:30. We go through this. We just play some music. We all meet in a Zoom accountability room together, and we write down our 3 big rocks for the week. And then we create our schedule, and we schedule things into our calendars for the coming week. So here's what it would look like. So you write out your first big 3 rocks first, and on my animation, they are not first, but we're gonna pretend like they are. What I have is, this is one possible schedule for real estate agents. Now, if this doesn't work for you, for instance, if you've got kids that you are getting ready to go to school and you drop them off at 9:15, obviously you're going to have to adjust this a little bit. If you have another job that you're working, obviously you'll have to adjust this a little bit. This is just a template if you have nothing for you to start building off of. Because I know, Dawn, we go to the thing from 9 to 9:30 on Dan, and Barb, I'm going to invite you to a thing called Baby Steps, so we can talk about that afterwards. But anyway, adjust this to your life and how it works for you. So here's what it looks like. You put your 3 big rocks in there, and they are, okay, I've got Dad's birthday dinner this week on Monday night. All right, Tuesday I have that dentist appointment, and Friday I'm going to do food prep for the week. Okay, my animation's off, but you'll see it come in later. Okay, so my lead generation, let me put that on my schedule, because these are after I put my 3 big rocks in there, which I don't have, then I put my follow-up in there, then I've got admin, I put my lunch break, errands. Okay, now I'll do my first appointment, travel time, second appointment, some travel time, third appointment. Okay, now I'll do, admin, wrap up and go home. So you've got a space every day for 3 appointments. And just to let you know, this is also how I schedule coaching calls and coaching clients and classes and stuff like this. So I have set spots in my calendar that I have preset. So if somebody says, well, can you meet at 12:15? I'm like, no, sorry, I have an appointment that time. What's my appointment? My appointment is admin. That's the time that I have for admin. And so that's how you schedule things around. But they're like, oh, but I really want to list my house with you. I might say, okay, well, you know what? Let me move some things around. I might move my admin earlier or later and adjust the schedule as needed for that day. So that's how it would work in a real estate situation. Okay, I should have put this animation first: Dad's birthday dinner, dentist appointment, food prep for a week, and I would have put those in the calendar as well. This is how that would look. Okay, so this is going to be available in the Facebook group for you to print out and use, or it is available in the Facebook group for you to print out and use for your current situation and for you to schedule things. I've also got an Excel document if you prefer to do it that way, make a schedule and then print it for the week, whatever works for your personality, your type of language. Okay, so in order to get time to lead generate, this is why we have to create this schedule, because if you don't know when you're going to do something, it's not going to get done. It's not going to get done. Right? If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. Have you heard Dan say this? Right? We're all trained. We know the principles of business. It's like someday never comes. You know, someday I'll do that. So, you know, and they have this saying in the Middle East. It's called Inshallah, Inshallah, if God wills it. Like, hey, I'll meet you tomorrow. Inshallah. It kind of means like, if I happen to remember it and I happen to be in the mood, yes, I'll come meet you. You know, a lot of businesses will say, oh, Inshallah, Inshallah. If God wills it, I'll come and fix your plumbing. No, give me a definite date. So I'm making a joke about, I'm making jokes about being like, someday never comes. Oh, Inshallah, Inshallah. Anyway, so put it on the calendar so it's not Inshallah. Oh, I forgot about this category. What's the one thing I can do that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This is a suggestion. This is the one that works for me. It's so simple, but if I oversleep or stay up too late, then I'm less productive during the day. That is something that I've noticed about myself. Okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. So that is it for the timing. Do you guys have questions about how to time block and get, or how to use the sheet? You get it, okay. All right. All right, we're gonna move on. So you guys have seen this model before yet? Don, have you seen this one? No. Okay, so this is the Katapult lead generation system. So basically you have your special sauce, which is at the top. This is your personality, basically your niche, the person you help. Once you get them, then you take them through the sales cycle. Right? You can't, they're gonna fall to the wayside. They're not gonna get the attention they need if they're not taken care of in this cycle. And then the boost systems is how to ask for referrals, how to send referrals, the tools you're using, and the community that you surround yourself with. Today, we are going to talk about branding. We're going to talk about niche and a little bit of messaging. Okay. We're going to cover what is Facebook marketing. But in order to do that, you have to know a little bit more about the ads or how normal advertising works. So basically, you can have an ad in the newspaper, on a billboard. You see that it has a call to action. That's called a CTA. I should have put that on the slides. The CTA says, hey, learn more or go here. So this is CTA. Okay, call to action. Let's write that down. Call to action. This is an important term that you will hear again and again. So a CTA is the thing that says, well, I see your thing. I'm interested. What do I do? Let me tell you what to do. Learn more. Okay, you click learn more. You go to the next step, which is where you get the lead capture. Okay, so that is the way most advertising works. And then you just follow up, start calling, texting, or emailing them. This is the way normal agents are doing it, but they're running ineffective ads that don't actually get clicks on their CTA. So let's talk about marketing with content. Now we're going to do the same thing where we put out a picture and we're going to have some sort of call to action sometimes, not always. Now, the next picture I'm going to show you is after you've decided on your niche, after you've figured out what problems does your niche need solved, this is how you decide your content. This is how you decide your ad, pretty much. This is for a probate. What happens to a house when the owner dies? Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do market research on your specific client. And then each of these bullet points are going to talk about the things that they are wondering in their own mind. Because when they see you giving them the answers to the questions that are in their mind, they're going to think, oh my gosh, Dawn is the one that I need to call. Dawn knows probates better than every. Barb, she's our girl. She's the one we need to call. So after you put that up there, put this out on your Facebook. Oh, yeah. Target audience already wants to know about. And then when they comment, you reach out directly to them. And we'll talk about scripts and how to get in contact with them. You are going to collect them in a Facebook group or get their information. You're in the chat sequence, I'll show you how to survey them and how to find out some more of this market data to create your messaging around. You're going to be giving them more information about questions that they didn't know they had, and this is what you'll be putting in your group. You get them into your group, and then you keep talking about things about their niche to build your authority and your standoutness. Basically, you show them your expertise. And then ultimately, when they're ready, you're going to invite them to have a chat with you, like in-person type of chat about their situation. And the way we're going to go about doing this is this Katapult organic marketing system, where we start with your branding. For instance, that last one you saw was probate. Okay, so you're like, okay, inherited houses, or somebody has died, right? What happens to a house when the owner dies? Okay, my niche, my branding is probate or inherited houses or when somebody has died. So what we're going to do is we're going to create content around that subject, answering questions that somebody might have about that. How are we going to get in touch with them? We are either going to call them, send them a letter, send a text, send a Facebook message. Depending on the situation, we will figure out what works for a contacting way, your strategy going forward. Once you get in touch with them, we'll talk about how to convert them into your clients. Once they are your clients, we're going to talk about conducting the business, and you are going to be getting more experience in this market, figuring out what the pitfalls might be. For instance, or I know, in a probate situation that there is a 6 to 9 week or 6 to 9 month process that somebody has to go through before they can sell the house. They might think that, hey, since we have a will, we don't need to go through probate, which is not actually true. You do need to go through probate even if you have a will. And laws are going to depend on the different states. And then what do you do if you've got somebody up in New York and they have a house in Florida, or if somebody's living in California and you're in North Carolina? So all of these different pieces. And through your conducting the business, you're going to be able to help them through each of these things, just to set their expectations. And this is where your expertise in your niche is going to come in. So we're going to start at the beginning. We're going to talk about branding today. We're going to talk about your brand. And I saw, yeah, Don, you mentioned you made a couple of notes, so yay. And Barb, did you make some notes on what your brands might be? Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. So what is a brand? We talked a little bit about this. This is one of the reasons I'm glad you guys came to the webinar. Basically, it's your signature. It's very valuable to your business. It's your product. It's how you are perceived. Now, for me, if you look at my Facebook profile, I'm not working with top producing agents, right? You can see that. If you go to my Facebook profile, you see my banner. It says, helping agents who have not had a closing in months get sellers, get listings, make money. Okay. That is my niche. I'm not looking at top producing real estate agents. I'm not looking to work with everybody. I want to work with the people who have been duped by the system, who need some help. And it is kind of a your colors, style, images, kind of the mood. So let's talk about what is in a brand. So you're going to create an I help statement, and it is I help avatar solve problem without fear. I help real estate agents, I don't say solve a problem, get listings, get closings, but I don't have a without on my banner. Without prior sales skills, network, or experience, or maybe I do, I forget. So we're gonna have a little quiz, little test here to see how you did. All right, the niche is caricature artists. By the way, this was taken at a fair. Who do you think the avatar is? Who is their avatar? Unmute yourself, Dawn, and you can call out if you have an idea. Who is their target audience, I should say?
Oh, who's their target audience? I don't know.
Simpler than you think.
We'll hold it till you leave. Cartoons. Everybody's their target audience.
People at this fair who want a caricature. Yeah, everybody. Okay, so what is the problem that they solve? It's a silly one, right? Don't overthink it, really. It's super simple.
They solve being silly. They solve not having a character.
Yeah, right? Anybody who does not have a caricature does need one. Now, what is the fear?
Getting it done.
Homo.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's circled in yellow.
Here,
We'll
Miss.
hold. Oh,
Like, I'd get it done, but I don't want to carry it around. We've got a solution for that. We will hold it till you leave. So you'd say, I help people at this fair to get so if we put it into the help statement, I help people at this fair get a caricature without having to carry it around. That's how that would be expressed in the help statement. Okay, so we're going to look at a few other things. What other branding assets do you see other than those three things?
oh, what other branding assets?
They show examples of their, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we all join in? I mean,
yes, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So they show examples of their work or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They show people sitting, getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
And they show people paying.
That, yeah.
Their whole, everything around them looks like a character.
What colors do you see?
Pink. A lot of pink.
Even you're wearing pink.
I know, I'm supporting them. Right? Even there's the silly letters, the pictures. We'll hold it till you leave.
Pink and teal.
Yeah. Do you see fonts?
Yeah. Funky fonts.
Yeah, funky, right? Kind of like the funky caricatures. They're the same mood, huh? Yep, so you got colors. Let's see.
They
What
brand
about
it like fun and creative.
yeah. No, there was one other cool thing. They actually have a sign, how to get started. This is their CTA. Please line up behind the artist. That's their call to action. Yep, that's all the ones I got. Okay, cool. So that's just an example that popped into my mind when I was making this. I was like, they've already got their fear, their objection handling right there. I get it, but I don't want to carry it around. Oh, we'll hold it till you leave. Naturally. Okay. So one of the things, if you think about going to the doctor, right, a general practitioner is, I'll put this on animation. A general practitioner needs to refer you to a specialist, and you often have to book in and get on their schedule like weeks ahead of time because they have a specific expertise, right? An eye specialist only does eyes, a bone osteo doctor only works on bones. And the more you niche down, the less competition you have. So instead of having 5,000 people working with everybody with 5,000 agents, you could have 1,000 people for only 10 agents. That's more than enough. And the punishment, though, if you do not niche, it'll make business so hard for you that you will endure the fate of the 87%. You will be without, is that you will never stand out. You'll be battling competition for the rest of your career, and that's not a bad thing. It's just going to be so much harder. And you'll constantly have to be innovative and figure out different ways to do it and get ahead of the game, stand out from the crowd, and raise your authority in ways that people will try to undercut you. The second consequence is that you will not actually stand out, and failure is not an option. I'm not going to let you guys fail, and I'll make sure that you get clear with your niche. Now, one thing we did is we talked about the FSBO agent. Just to bring it all back to Katapult terms, your branding is your niche, the FSBO agent. I gave you a list. I showed you how to get their information and how to send the text messages. We talked about how to meet with them and build the relationship. Now, I gave you the market research because I know they don't like the word commission, so we say compensation. And I know from market research that they're usually willing to, they make these 7 mistakes. So I created a guide around that. And we know from market research that they have these concerns. And why are we focusing on FSBOs? Because according to the National Association of Realtors, less than 10% of FSBOs actually sell. So you've seen these slides before since I gave them on the other presentation. So general practitioner, we have general attorneys. If you want to get a criminal attorney, it's going to cost more. A divorce attorney costs more. A probate attorney costs more. A probate real estate agent costs more. Don't be normal. Here's where it benefits from not being normal. General practitioner equals 80% failure rate, 87% failure. So don't do that. Oh, I had this slide twice. Okay, how many real estate agents? Oh, I've already asked you guys this. Okay, paint your picture. You guys remember this? Give me a thumbs up. You remember this from the webinar last hour. Cool. I'm just going to brush over it. Because when you can become the person that people go to with your specific niche, that is going to make you stand out, and other agents are not going to know what to do with this person. Hey, this person's getting a divorce. I don't know much about divorce. Hey, I'm going to call Barb. Barb knows all about that. She is the divorce real estate agent. Let's give it to her. Okay. Fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Because you can focus on one type of transaction. For instance, farmers, first-time home buyers, it could be a horse farm. And one thing that I've had experience with is that people struggle to make a decision. So when you make a decision, you'll either be right or wrong. The quicker you make, Go ahead.
I even fell for that orthorify order in the book about divorce.
Cool.
It has my name as the author.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is gonna work. Oh, that's where you basically put your name.
Yes.
On
So
somebody
it looks
else's
like
book.
I wrote it.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That might be awesome for you. Yeah, you've
If
already
you
got
know anybody, I'll send them my way.
awesome. I do. Cool. Oh, cool. John, what kind of ideas do you have for your niche?
I don't have a lot right now. I don't know. I've been sitting here thinking the whole time
I
for
got
2
you.
hours.
I got you another. The next slide is going to give you, let's pick your niche. Here are the top most lucrative real estate niches. So we've got somebody who can be ultra focused on a micro location. Right, Barb, I'm going to talk about Apollo Beach. Like Apollo Beach is this neighborhood I live in. It's not exactly a gated, but it's unique because every house is on the canal. And so it's a unique area. But you could also focus on, let's say, Waterset or an HOA community that is, not gated, but it is very tight HOA, but has a lot, like 1,000 houses in it. So I know in Florida, again, we have a lot of older retirement communities and people love Florida. You could do a property type, not single family home. Everybody does that. You could choose condo, chondo, multi-family home, historic townhomes. I know in Alexandria, Virginia, there are, and actually over in St. Pete in Florida, there are protected neighborhoods where you have to do like specific things if you make any changes with historic houses. Townhouses are a thing. You could do mobile homes. You could focus on specific types of buyers, new home buyers, like new construction, maybe I should say, first-time home buyers, luxury buyers. You could work with only investors, find out what they like, and then go find the house for them. You could work with a specific type of seller, like absentee owners who have one house in Florida, one house in New York, short-term rentals, Airbnbs, vacation rentals, snowbirds. And again, if this jives with you, you could find out all the regulations about Airbnb, the short-term, long-term rentals, and you could be the go-to vacation home realtor. REO foreclosures. So REO is the bank-owned properties. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. Basically, it's when somebody has already been through foreclosure, the bank takes it back. REO stands for real estate owned. It's what the bank calls the houses that they own and they don't want to, but they won't accept anything other than cash. So no financing available. At foreclosures, again, working with the bank only wants cash, so financing. Anyway, that's its own field. I should have put probates on here and divorce, or no, that's right. Oh, I did my research on this one. I still like probates and divorce though. Not like those things, but I specialized in probates when I was an agent. I also wrote a book, but I wrote an ebook and I have a pamphlet that I gave for, I'm happy to share all my information, by the way. Okay, so I can put that back, but now I want you guys to just make a list. And Barb, I know you've already got one with divorce. Make a few backups as well, because it'll help for our next activity. Okay, pick a niche which you have a personal connection or a life event connected to it, because it'll feel more authentic and you'll be able to have a story, be able to be connected with it.
I was gonna say, so you said you're in Alexandria, Virginia, is that right? No, Dawn.
Dawn is in North Carolina now.
So are you in like like near Charlotte, or are you near Charlotte? Okay, and so are they close to the mountains or are they close to the Or it's kind of in between everything, isn't it?
We're in between everything. We're about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from the mountains, depending on where you're going there. And then we're about 3 to 4 hours from the ocean, depending on where you're going there.
Trying to think. And then you've got colleges there because you've got Wake Forest, right?
Wake is a little ways away. It's part of the triangle. Well, it's not really part of the triangle, but
UNC.
we got UNCC, we've got Johnson and Wales, we've got Queens College. Oh my God, there's so many I know I'm missing. Winthrop, Wingate.
Dawn, out of that list that I gave you, what ones jump out at you?
Well, I love my first time home buyers. And I'm very knowledgeable about new homes. So I also would probably on the listing side, kind of go more for the for sale by owners or the expireds.
Okay. All right, cool. Nice. Yeah, for seller, yeah, I know I put buyers on here. I like to focus on sellers though. This is on here. We have somebody else in the class who is going to be also working on new construction things. So I wanted that to be available because she works with interior design. And so she likes to do that. And she really wants to do new construction. So anyway, cool. So I have 3 categories here. To pick a niche which you have a personal connection to. Because if you have a story, backstory, like, you know what, my mother died and I was left with this house. I didn't know what to do. This is why I'm interested. People will be like, oh my gosh, you know, my mother died too. And you'll be a little bit more of a connection. Or you could say, look, I really feel for people who have lost parents. I want to help you. And you can not have a story. That's also fine. Oftentimes when people have a personal connection, they feel that energetic draw towards those people. Okay. Also pick a niche that you want to learn more about. And pick a niche that's easy to target. So even though I like divorce and probate, I'm not 100% sure how to, well, we could network through attorneys for those. That would be a more of attorney strategy. Yeah, if it's in the public record, it's okay. It's easy to target that way, but that's not going to be our main way because this isn't super, if it's in the public record, it's not going to be super targeting on Facebook marketing. So what I want you to do is find even some hobbies. Like I know Carl said he likes to work on cars. He could be like the auto mechanics realtor. So you could do these property types, and you could also focus on strategies, or not strategies, hobbies as well. Oops. So other things to jog your mind is, what do you find interesting? What can you get excited about? I'm just moving the text. What's geographically appropriate too? For instance, I know in Florida, we've got a lot of snowbirds, and that is not common, say even in Virginia. And what exists in your area that no one else is marketing to? Okay, these are just things to think about. Other questions to help you figure things out would be a pivotal moment in your life. What's a skill that you've been able to master? Strategies you can repeat over and over again. Career, experience, expertise, like teachers for me. That would be something that I could target, be like, hey, I'm the teacher's realtor, the elementary school teacher's realtor. Because again, you identify with that person.
Yeah, but that could be a problem because they may be outpriced by now. We don't pay teachers well.
What do you mean outpriced?
In certain areas. They're
You couldn't sell their house for them?
If they're able to afford to purchase a house.
Oh. Okay. We can help them sell their house then.
Okay.
I'm thinking of different targets of yeah, I mean, I feel like you can always make things happen.
There's a Homes for Heroes program that they help teachers, and if you become a Homes for Heroes, then you can market them by you show them gratitude, and teachers are one of the heroes, and then you are able to give as a thank you for their service to the community. Like I always say, which is what I am, I always say, well, like I don't have time to volunteer in my community. So as gratitude for your service to the community, I give back by giving a certain percentage of my commission to you after you close with me. And it's like 0.7% of your commission. So it's like 0.007% of your commission after you close. And it was developed like after 9/11, but teachers are included. And I like that because I think they're so underpaid.
They are so underpaid. That's the
They
problem.
are.
They are
But
so
All right.
they are. So that gives you a way to
Yeah,
leverage
some other
teachers.
ideas.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to go through a couple more slides because then we have one more activity at the end. So hopefully you guys are making lists. All right. So other things would be, all right, we did divorce, aging parents, our adult children moving out, empty nesters, career changes, medical problems, absentee owners, probate inherited. Oh, I wrote medical problems twice. I also wrote aging parents twice. I said the type of house. I've got some people who work. I met this one girl who only speaks Tagalog, or she speaks Tagalog and English, but she helps the people also from the Philippines who speak Tagalog. And it's like, that's such a small niche, but man, she's got that, right? She owns that community because she can speak that language. So they're like, we feel a connection with you. You are our girl. So that's her thing. So if you have a cultural piece too, that you can do that. So for instance, because I lived in the Middle East, I might also say something about I can help Arabic speakers. Not that I would speak Arabic, but because we have that cultural connection and I understand, inshallah, and what other little
You speak
things.
Farsi?
No, if I were going to speak a language, I would speak Levant Arabic. Not the Egyptian one, not the Gulf one. It's the Syria, Lebanon, Jordan dialect. Okay, but choose like 5 niches, and right now we're going to then start narrowing them down, and I'm going to talk to you about how to narrow them down. I said 5, and you're going to be writing different ones for each one. So like, I've been through a divorce, you write divorce. You're like, what's special about my area? Not divorce is not special about my area, but maybe snowbirds would be special about Florida. 3 categories that you know how to target. Well, divorce is in public record. Okay, cool. And then, for each of these categories, I should have done that a little bit later. Go through and add and write something for each of these categories. Hey, how you guys doing? Need some more time? Good. Okay, cool. So you got 9 things listed, even if they're repeats. We've got another exercise where we're going to cross over some things. So,
Okay.
all right, now go back to each of them and rate them on a scale of 1 not being very interested, 5 being super interested. Give you like 10 seconds. Okay, cool. We're good? You got 9 things written down and them graded. Okay, that's fine. Graded on the side. All right. So now we are going to write 3 choices. So niche 1, I want you to figure out which one do you have a personal connection to? Yeah. Whoops. Right, your personal connection to 1, 2, and 3. All right, which ones are, that's basically the same as we did. I was supposed to, I think I meant to write the niches at the top. Hold on a second. And then we're supposed to give them, do that. Oop. Hold on, I'm gonna redo this. This is not exactly what I meant. Let's do write the niche in there. In the top, and then you are going to give it a check if it has it and no check if it doesn't have it. For instance, we'll do divorce. Okay, no personal connection. No personal connection. It's not special to my area, which is Florida. Yes, it would be easy to target. All right. Now let's do, I'm going to choose a hobby. We'll do cyclists. Yes, personal connection. No, not special. Yes, easy to target because there would be Facebook groups. And another one would be, we'll do teachers. Teach. Personal connection. Still not special about my area. Oh, maybe I should do one like that. So if I did, let's change that. Let's do snowbirds. I'll put snowbirds up there instead. Whoop. That's not what I meant to do. No. I hope you guys are following what I'm trying to do. Nope. Well, anyway, I'm not sure why I've got a vanishing pen now. Nope. Well, I'm going to put, I do text. I'll put, what did I say? Snowbirds. Put snowbirds up there. And then let's see, no personal connection. Are they special about my area? Yes. And easy to target? Yes. Or check. So then after you do that, let's see, then you start looking at, so you, snowbirds, no, yes, yes. Now you've got 3 easy to target niches, special about the area or personal connections. So then here you can see you've got 2, let me get my pointer. You've got 2 really good ones. Oopsie. Hopefully that's not confusing. I think I may have made it a little confusing, but basically you figure out where it overlaps to create the best niche for you specifically. Okay. All right, let me get out of this. All right, so the last one I want to do is leave you with a couple of action steps. So the first one is to go back and watch this recording. If you need details on things, this will be on YouTube after we finish the meeting. I'll pop it over to YouTube, put the link in the Katapult to Results Facebook group. The second thing is to download and fill out Rock's worksheet that's in the guides section. When you figure out what your niche is, post it in the group. Found my found my niche, divorce realtor, divorce agent, Barb, the divorce agent. Okay, and then I want you to, this is a bonus, look online and see if you can find Facebook groups of your target market and join them. Or see if you can find other agents specializing in this field. And what you do, just keep track of them and I'll tell you what to do next week. Make sure you have scheduled your implementation session with me. And I know that both of you have. So if you are watching this in the replay format, make sure you #replay and schedule your session with me if you have not done that. And we'll go through and I'll walk you through each of this together, give you feedback on your niche and go do things, make magic happen. Okay, thumbs up, was this valuable today? Was it awesome? Okay. I want you to go into the group and I want you to write KTA. What were your biggest takeaways? What were your biggest takeaways today? Okay. Just like when Barb, like we were working on our first 4 weeks, pop into the Katapult to Results group and I want you to write in your takeaways like this, KTA, key take away, and then write key takeaway. I love Facebook niching. Key takeaway. I love niching down, or whatever your thing is that you got most impactful. Cool. All right. I will see everybody here 3 p.m. next Wednesday, and I will actually be in Virginia, and I will see each of you guys on your own sessions. Okay. See you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Yay, I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Okay, you guys got your work. Talk to you later. Bye.